finally made it. It is Sunday. I meant to do this yesterday, but my day just got away with me, as did today, so I'm doing this really late, a lot later than I had planned. But you know how you just get in that cleaning mood and you can't stop? So I want to get as much stuff done as I possibly could. I'm going to explain this and then I'm going to get back to it. So, first of all, I did a post on my Instagram and asked if you guys wanted to see how I did this, for those of you who already aren't making sourdough, or maybe you've tried it and it's just not working for you. So we're just going to simplify it and make this as easy as possible. So what you are going to need is a little food kitchen scale. That's what they call it, kitchen scale. Mine is digital. It's very, very inexpensive. I think I paid like $10 for this on Amazon. Hi. So anyway, so whenever you do this, you're going to measure your flour and your water, everything with your scale. So this is the most accurate way to get everything that you need, so you're not, your ratio is all wrong. I was talking to someone earlier this week and she was doing hers in cups, which is totally fine. There's a lot of people that do that, but it's just hard to get the accurate amount that you need. So what this is gonna do is, I'm gonna start weighing. So I already have my water and I already have my flour. And so this is, I don't know if this will show up being backwards on Instagram or not, but it's whole wheat flour. It's by King Arthur. Yeah, King Arthur flour. And so whenever you start out with this, you're gonna want to do whole wheat. And then once it gets healthy and whatever, then you can start adding in rye or bread flour, all that stuff. Which some people use bread flour for their starter to begin with, because it does have quite a bit of protein in it, and that's what you want. So wheat and bread flour has a lot of protein in it. So that's what you're gonna want. And then you're gonna want to get some unchlorinated water, preferably as natural as you can possibly get it. So this is just filtered water. We have a really good filter in our house, and it tries to take off all the chlorine and fluoride, all that yucky stuff. So I've made it with that before and I made it again. So you want to get the purest things that you can possibly get. Otherwise, the chemicals that are in the flour and in your water might not let your starter live, because it will kill the bacteria and all that stuff that you want growing in your starter. And so, once again, I don't think I said this, but this is unbleached. So you're gonna wanna get unbleached. Always use unbleached for anything. It's always better. So, what we're gonna start to do is, for day one, it takes about 7 days for your starter to start. And day 7, your starter should be good to go. But sometimes not. Just depends on where you live, the humidity, blah, 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 blah. It all has a thing. It all has an impact. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna start with, doesn't matter which one you start out with, just flour and water. My hair. Flour and water. Okay. So I'm gonna zero out the scale, And your scale that comes in the mail, whatever, it'll come with a little instructions manual, so you should be able to figure it out how to do it. So I'm gonna clear the scale, so it's at 0 grams right now. Now I'll see if I can, sorry, excuse me. Okay, I'll just do it like this. So there's my little screen. That was very unnecessary, can't even see it. Okay, so let's see, that's 11 grams. I'm gonna need 50 grams. 50 grams for the beginning. And so I'm at 31 grams, 46, 48, 49, 50, okay. Perfect. So I'm at 50 grams, and then you're going to 0 it again, or whatever. So here's my flour, and you're gonna 0 it. Okay, and you kind of want your water to be warm or room temperature. You don't have to, but it will help the process happen a lot faster. So now we're gonna do 50 grams of water. Very simple. Very simple. Poopy. I was kind of over, but it's okay. It's okay. So you can either use your fingers, just make sure that your hands are clean, and then you can either use your fingers or you can use a plastic spoon, throw it away. Make this as easy as we can do it. Since I don't want to really step away for a long time and go wash my hands or whatever, I'm gonna go get a plastic thing. Right back. Okay. Okay. So I'm just mixing it. See? Mixing, mixing, mixing. I sing everything that I do, so I apologize in advance. So you're going to want to get all of this really, really mixed in together. No flour clumps, nothing like that. Okay. So, here's the beginning. Make sure that you use fresh flour. Because I tried doing this and I was like, why isn't my starter like doing anything? And guess why? It was old flour. Yeah, it was old flour. So that was great. I spent like a whole week trying to make this thing, and then I looked at the flour and I was like, oh my gosh, you're old. So it cannot be stressed enough. Good flour is not overrated. And freshly milled, that's awesome. But if you aren't near a mill, which I am not, I'm a little old town in Campbellsville, then King Arthur is your friend. So you're gonna end up with a situation like this. Yeah. It might be a little bit more drier than mine because I accidentally added like 10 more grams than what it was supposed to be. But once I get done with this, I'll probably just throw it away because I don't really need 2 starters. I know that's very wasteful, but I'm helping you guys. So, now what? So I'm not gonna do like a whole 7-day thing because that's just gonna be wasting a lot of flour. So I'm going to just show you how the second day is, okay, blah, 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 back up. So after you do this, you cover it and you leave it overnight. It doesn't have to be a full 24 hours, preferably, yeah, but like I just fed mine the other day at like, it was Friday night. I fed my starter at like 1:30 in the morning because I forgot about it. I fell asleep and I woke up and I was like, my starter. So I came downstairs and I fed it and went back to bed. That's just a day in the life of me. I can fall asleep anywhere at any given time, which I was supposed to be in bed, but anyway. So you're gonna leave this overnight, and the next morning you're gonna add more to it, or next day, 24 hours, whatever you wanna do. So the 50 grams, so you're gonna add 50 grams to 50 grams, and I will write all this out for you guys, and then you guys can screenshot it in my story, okay? So you're going to, okay, so day 3. So day 2, you're gonna add to it again. You're not gonna throw any of it away, but day 3, you're going to throw away 100 grams of the starter. So I'll go ahead and do day 2. I'll go ahead and do day 2, and then I'll show you guys. Okay, so obviously it's going to be a different texture because it would have sat like overnight and stuff. Place that right there. So, all right, so 50 grams. 50 grams of flour. Not 21, 35. Take 4 grams away because that's too much. 1 more gram away. And guys, like, cooking with grams has totally been a game changer. Whenever I find a recipe that is in grams, I'm like, oh, it's amazing, because you just have like one big bowl, and then you just add to it. You just add. And then you only have 1 bowl to clean. I hate dishes. So, okay, so I had 50 grams of flour just added to my day 1. And so this is day 2, so add 50 grams, and then I add 50 grams of water. So it will end up being 100 grams together. And then you mixy. See, like, Europeans, they just like got it going on with this whole grams thing. I love it. I think it's fantastic. And before I started doing sourdough bread, I was like, oh man, this recipe is in grams. Gosh, I can't do it. No, if you just have a scale, you're good to go. It's less dishes. I mean, what can go wrong there? How can anything be wrong with those dishes? It's fantastic. All right, so get all the clumps out. Make sure that you have really just got in this thing and mix it all together. All right, so now let me get something to discard it in. Hold on. This is gonna be like the longest video ever. So now let's pretend like it is day 3. So on day 3, you would add, on day 3, first you would throw away, 100 grams. So I have a little bowly bowl. Okay. So you put the thing on the scale and then you zero it out. And then it'll be a different texture by this time. It'll be a lot more liquidy because it's sat overnight, it's doing things, it's catching the wild yeast that you want. So here we go. That's 74 grams and you want 100. 92. It's gonna be too much, but we'll just do it. It's a little. Okay, now it's 100 grams. Now it's 100 grams. That's it. So this will be a lot more liquidy. This is like almost solid right now, but you're gonna throw this part away. Put it in the garbage disposal, throw it outside, whatever you wanna do. And then to this, you're gonna add 100 grams of flour, 100 grams of water, and y'all, that's just how it goes. So I'll put the directions on the story after I get done. And you guys, it's so simple. It's so simple. Like just the grams part in the beginning, that was like, for me, but now it's great. It's great. So this is my starter, you guys. This is my baby. I am on day, what day am I on? I'm on day 6. I'm on day 6. Yes. And here we have all the little bubbles. This is all of the activity that is happening in here. And it's glorious. So this is the gases being trapped in here. This is the yeast. And if you smell it, it smells like yeast. It smells just like regular yeast. And this is so much better than the packets, you guys. Glass bottle, you can just like, bloop, and you're good to go. If you're doing a recipe that is not with sourdough starter. Game changer. I hate those little packets because like the yeast like gets stuck on all the walls of the packages, then you can't get in there. Anyway, we're not talking about that. So anyway, guys, this is just the greatest thing in the world. See, we have like really big bubbles. And so like the 3rd day, I think it is, you're gonna start getting like a little bit of a weird soury taste, which is what you want. That's fermentation happening. And it's just doing its thing. It's just growing. It's just a little bitty baby. So, what else is there? So this is my jar. This is what I keep it in. And I took off the little rubber thing that goes around here because you don't want to store it in a airtight container. Otherwise, it might suffocate it. And you don't want that. It's a living organism, so it needs to get air. It needs to get all the things that are in the air, and it brings it in here, and it does things, and that's what you want. I'm really bad at explaining the science of it, so if you want to go look it up and see what actually happens, there's a ton of articles about it if you really want to get into the scientific part of it, which is also really, really amazing. I could read on it all day long. So, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think that's it, you guys. I think that really sums it all up. You can name it, talk to it. It is a living thing. I talk tonight, and which I talk to everything anyway. But this is just the greatest thing in the world, and it's so good for you. The starter is amazing. You can, it actually saves you money if you think about it. It saves you money because you're not buying, you can make muffins with it, you can make, I mean obviously you're making bread with it, so you don't actually have to buy yeast to make bread. You're using the wild yeast that the starter makes. It's the greatest thing in the world, and it goes like back to AD. Like this is the oldest form of bread that has been recorded. And it's just the neatest thing because we're bringing it back, and I feel like it was a really lost thing. And I had always like seen like in I don't know if you guys have watched Cinderella too, but that baker that one of the evil stepsisters falls in love with, and you know, he's the baker and he's got all those breads in there, and that was sourdough bread, y'all. It's so cool. It's so cool. So I just remember like being a kid and being like, oh, that's really neat. Like, what kind of bread is that? Because it's not like your regular sandwich bread. And now we can all make it together, and it's so good for your gut health. It's amazing for everything. Guys, just go look it up, because I don't have enough time to explain. I've already been on here for far too long. So if you guys have any questions, just DM me, and I will try to help you out in any way that I can. I am not an expert. I'm just learning as I go. Same as you. Yeah, so you guys have a great Saturday, and good luck. If I could link this here, I would, but I don't have enough followers to. So if you guys need a link, then you can just DM me and I'll send you a good one. Anyway, y'all have a good... Did I say Saturday earlier? It's a Sunday. Have a good Sunday.